Hey, super scientists. So welcome back to science class. I'm going to teach you a new word today because this is actually what you guys are right now. Entomologist. Do you guys know what that is? An entomologist is a person that studies insects. And that's what you are right now. You're studying insects. So you are an entomologist. Can you say that with me? Entomologist. Try one more time. Entomologist. So my entomologists, I hope you're ready for the lesson today because we are going to be working on the life cycle of a butterfly. So I want to share with you a really quick 2-minute video. It's amazing because it shows some real life pictures of a butterfly and its life cycle. It's really quite amazing.
The life cycle of the monarch butterfly. The monarch egg lays singly under the underside of the poisonous milkweed plant. Within 3 to 5 days, the monarch caterpillar hatches from the transparent egg and immediately eats the whole thing. From that moment on, the caterpillar eats milkweed leaves almost without stopping. The poison in the milkweed leaf does not hurt the caterpillar. Instead, it will later help the monarch by warding off predators. As the caterpillar grows bigger and bigger from so much eating, it must lose its old skin in a process called molting. It will molt 4 times as it grows, leaving its old skin behind. Then it will hang upside down, attaching itself with spun silk. It will molt for the very last time and harden into a bright lime green chrysalis. In this stage of the life cycle, called the metamorphosis, the caterpillar will reorganize its entire body to form a butterfly. This process takes about 10 to 12 days. When the chrysalis changes from green to clear, a damp butterfly will emerge. It pumps liquid into its wings to inflate them. Soon the wings are dry, and the monarch butterfly can fly off to find food once again. But now it no longer eats with a mouth. Instead, it sucks liquid nectar from flowers using a long, thin tube called a proboscis. When the butterfly is not drinking nectar, he simply rolls up his proboscis into a coil. The monarch butterfly can live up to 9 months, but generally doesn't live longer than 5 weeks. During this stage, it will continue to eat, then mate, and reproduce. The female butterfly will then lay her eggs one by one on the underside of milkweed leaves, and the whole cycle begins again.
All right, guys, so super cool, right? I absolutely love that. And let's see. There we go. All right, so was that amazing or what? So entomologists, I hope that you were really paying attention because we're going to talk about the life cycle of a monarch butterfly, but I also want to see if you heard some really important vocabulary words. So yesterday you read a story called The Very Impatient Caterpillar, and in that story they used a big word and they were explaining what the caterpillar was doing. And that big word was metamorphosis. The caterpillar said, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? And the caterpillar said, we're metamorphosizing. We're going to metamorphosize. Well, when metamorphosis takes place, that means that inside of that cocoon, they are changing and growing, and they go from the egg stage all the way to the adult stage. That's what a metamorphosis is. It's the change that takes place. And they are metamorphosizing from a baby to an adult, right? Lots of changes going on. So that's a really important word. Another word that I wanted to remind you about that we've talked about before was molting. They mentioned that word again. So the caterpillar sheds its skin, and it said how many times? 4 times, that's right. At least 4 times before it goes to the next stage, which is the pupa stage. And then the last one that I wanted to talk to you about was the word proboscis. So when the adult butterfly goes off and starts flying again, he starts eating right away, and he eats the nectar from the flowers, but he eats it from something called a proboscis. So a proboscis is almost like a straw. And so his little straw type thing rolls out, drinks the nectar, and then when he's not using it, it rolls back up. So those are just a few key vocabulary words that I'm just mentioning them now because later on we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about important vocabulary. Okay, so just take 1 minute and take a look at my picture back here. I have an anchor chart for you. And of course, it's titled The Life Cycle of a Butterfly. And they said that female butterflies, the adult ones, start by laying eggs underneath the leaf of a milkweed plant. And then in a few weeks, what happens? The caterpillar emerges from that little egg, and the first thing that he does, he eats the egg. So he eats the egg, and then almost immediately he begins eating the milkweed plant. And he eats and he eats and he eats and he eats, and they said it's almost like nonstop. And while he's eating, he's molting his skin 4 times, and then he attaches himself to a twig and molts for the very last time. And after he molts for the very last time, he builds a chrysalis. And that chrysalis is what happens inside, or inside the chrysalis, what happens is he's changing and he's growing, he's metamorphosizing, right? And then at the end of those 2 weeks, he breaks out of the cocoon or the chrysalis, and that chrysalis, it starts as like a green color, and then it almost turns clear, so you can actually see the monarch butterfly inside there. It was really amazing. And then, of course, the butterfly comes out. He lets his wings dry by moving them back and forth. Fluid gets pumped into his wings, and then he begins to fly away. And then the whole process starts all over again. So it's pretty amazing, right? So today, guys, on Seesaw, that is going to be your job. You are going to go on Seesaw, and it's really going to be easy peasy. You're going to kind of just check yourself and make sure that you understand the life cycle of a butterfly. All you're going to do is click the little hand, and you are going to drag and drop the pictures in the correct order of the life cycle of a butterfly. All right? So have a great time with that. We're going to be back here tomorrow with some more butterfly activities. All right? So have fun, guys. Bye, entomologists. Remember that word because that's going to be a vocabulary that we're going to talk about again too. All right? Love you guys.